So I just wanted to show a quick update on my adventures in jogging. Um, so what I did, my first experiment was just to see if I could just do pure velocity-based jogging, and that while that does work, it's there's a whole bunch of reasons why it's not necessarily optimal. So this version, this is I'm just using a different mode here. This is using both the distance or the number of steps that the encoder travels and the velocity of the encoder to send the position to grblHAL. And the big change I made, I think that made the most impact, is I moved the velocity calculation into the encoder ISR, and I think that's made things a lot more predictable, because instead of trying to just detect that I'm moving and then calculate the velocity based on every time that I move, it's just calculating the rate every time it gets a tick from the encoder, and it seems like that's producing a smoother number for it to use. But anyway, here's the demo. So if I just want to go from A to B, I can get right on B and then go back the other way. It's not the best demo because my feed rate here isn't all that fast, but it works. You can kind of sneak up on it. It stops pretty quickly. If you gradually slow down a little bit, it'll stop a little quicker. No, I think I can flatten out the curve a little bit for the low end, so I can get a little bit more precise, fine positioning here. You can see just touching just bumping the encoder wheel, it moves it around. So I think I got to tighten that up a little bit, but I think it's working pretty good. So at this point, I think that's working pretty good. I'm kind of tempted to see if I can get this all set up over Bluetooth and have this thing completely wireless, because I do have a lot of wires, way too many wires. So getting the wires out of the way, getting everything packaged up so that potentially I can use it easily move it in between machines. I think that would be nice. The other thing I may do is go back to hooking up the other two encoders, and trying to figure out how much I can do the full 3-axis control with 3 separate encoders. One thing I think that will have an impact there is if I can get the screen back in the shot here. The buffer depth is on grblHAL is 3035. If there's 3 encoders, you probably would never move more than 2 of them at a time, but you're essentially going to have the rate that you can queue up the move commands. So if you see here, I'm getting maybe 15 commands in the queue, which is not really necessary, but it makes it pretty smooth. Jogging 2 axes, maybe not, but I can also combine moves, and I'm not sure how many buffer blocks they would take up. If I do an X move and a Y move, is that going to take up 2 buffer blocks or 1? I'm not really sure. But anyway, I just thought I'd post an update. This is combined, distance, regular MPEG distance encoding plus the velocity encoding, and with the jog cancel command. As soon as it senses that it's going 0 velocity, it'll throw out a jog cancel command if it's in the process of moving. Yeah, so if that wasn't completely nonsensical, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.